Linkages between development and spread of extremism. Difficulty level, easy. Reference, Insights on India. Why the question? The question is Naxal insurgency in India originated in a 1967 uprising in Naxalbari, West Bengal by the Communist Party of India, Marxist. They are the group of people who believe in the political theory derived from the teachings of the Chinese political leader Mao Zedong. The Naxals strongly believe that the solution to social and economic discrimination is to overthrow the existing political system. Body. Causes of left-wing extremism in India. Inequitable development, the failure of land reforms, especially land redistribution after independence. Socio-economic inequities, unemployment, despair about the future. Dishonest and self-serving dominant groups. Political deprivation leading to hopelessness or a sense of powerlessness. Lack of title to public land cultivated by the landless poor. Governance deficit in the remote parts of Red Corridor regions. Lack of food security, corruption in the public distribution system, which are often non-functional. Disruption of traditional occupations and lack of alternative work opportunities. Displacement of people, eviction from lands traditionally used by tribals. Forced displacements caused by mining, irrigation and power projects without adequate arrangements for rehabilitation. As a result, livelihoods were lost. Large-scale land acquisition for public purposes, without appropriate compensation or rehabilitation. Discrimination against tribals, poor implementation of laws prohibiting transfer of tribal land to non-tribals in the 5th schedule areas. Non-regularization of traditional land rights under FRA, 2006. Hasty rejections of land grants to tribals. Measures and change in strategy needed to solve Maoism. Home Ministry came up with the strategy of Samadhan. It is a strategy to frame short-term and long-term policies to tackle LWE. It includes S. Smart leadership, a regressive strategy, M. motivation and training, A. actionable intelligence, D. dashboard-based KPIs, key performance indicators, and KRAs, key result areas, H. harnessing technology, A. action plan for each theatre, N. no access to financing. In lieu of this, governments must proactively tackle left-wing extremism. Modernizing the police force, the scheme focuses on strengthening police infrastructure by construction of secure police stations, training centers, police housing, residential, and equipping police stations with required mobility, modern weaponry, communication equipment and forensic setup, etc. On the administrative side, changes include separation of investigation from law and order, specialized wings for social and cyber crimes are initiated in several states. Various technological reforms are pushed, including modernization of the control room, fast-tracking crime and criminal tracking network and system, CCTNS, pushing for National Intelligence Grid, NATGRID, and pushing for incorporation of new technology into policing. Social integration, state governments have surrender and rehabilitation policy, while the central government supplements the efforts of the state governments through the Security-Related Expenditure, SRE, scheme for LWE-affected states. Additional incentives are given for surrendering with weapons, ammunition. The surrenderers are also imparted vocational training with a monthly stipend for a maximum period of 36 months. Skill development in 34 districts affected by left-wing extremism, under implementation from 2011-12 aims to establish ITIS and skill development centers in LWE-affected districts. Infrastructure development, road connectivity, communication needs to be rapidly scaled up in LWE-affected districts. E.g., mobile towers being set up in remote areas. Major counter-insurgency measures in states. Andhra Pradesh established elite force called Greyhounds to successfully crack down on Naxal leaders. It also squashed mass organization activities through civilian, vigilante, groups that had been encouraged through the surrender and rehabilitation package. West Bengal government implemented confidence-building measures with the people living in the Maoist-infested Jangalmaha region. It created a linkage between people and the institution. Odishan Chhattisgarh trained many local tribal youths as special police officers against Maoist insurgency. Bihar had set up a 400-member special task force and special auxiliary police for counter-insurgency operations. Currently the Naxal influence has come down from 22 districts to 4. Maharashtra created a district-level force called as C-60 Commando. Smart policing paradigm promotes integration and interoperability of information and communication systems. Broadly, smart policing involves interventions incorporating application of evidence-based and data-driven policing practices, strategies and tactics in order to prevent and control crime. Recruit specialized personnel. Specialized crimes require specialized approach and personnel to deal with them. There should be core technical team to handle modern technology-related crimes. Community policing improves interface with citizens and makes police more sensitive. E.g., I, Janamari Suraksha Padarthi, Kerala, E, Friends of Police Movement, FOP, Tamil Nadu, E, Suraksha Setu, Safe City Surat project. Improve communication network. There should be sharing of information and knowledge to improve the functioning of police force. Better surveillance and monitoring with standardization, deployment and integration of private security surveillance system. It promotes proactive policing by preventing criminal activity through enhanced police visibility and public engagement. Need of the hour. Central and state governments, the administration and the security establishment need to recognize that the movement cannot be approached from a purely law and order point of view. The process of improving the conditions of the poor and the tribals clearly need to be speeded up if the movement is to be effectively checked. Winning the hearts and minds of the tribal population and other marginalized groups will lie at the core of the counter-insurgency strategy. Development of road and rail infrastructure will not only enhance economic growth and development but will also help in countering Maoist propaganda. The improved road connectivity will also have a multiplier effect on the effectiveness of the security forces in carrying out operations. Providing incentives and alternate life support system to those surrendered. Conclusion. An ideology based on violence and annihilation is doomed to fail in a democracy which offers legitimate forums of grievance redressal. Through a holistic approach focusing on development and security-related interventions, the LWE problem can be successfully tackled.